Hello, it's Chineranu here, and in today's video, we are going to be looking at how to factor the difference of squares, also known as perfect squares. Do endeavor to stick to the end of the video because I'm going to making it super easy for you to understand. Without further ado, let's start learning. Welcome to class. If you're a returning subscriber, I'm glad to have you here again. And if this is your first time here, you're welcome. Do consider subscribing. Having said that, let's start learning. Before we go into factoring of the difference of squares or perfect square, as some people love to call it, it's important that we understand what the difference of squares are. Okay, so what do we mean when we say the difference of square? What it simply means is this: you're trying to find the difference between two quantities that have squares. Now let's take a look at this example. Literally, when you square x, you have what? X squared, all right? And when you square 8, all right, you're going to have 64. So it is finding the difference between two quantities, in this case x and 8 squared, that are being what? Squared. That's simply what it is. So from this point we can go about factorizing it. Okay, it's absolutely easy, but for us to have understanding on how to factorize it, let's take a look at multiplication of binomials. Okay, so if we have something like this, we have x minus a, then we have x plus a. What we're going to do here, we're going to use x, okay, to multiply this and multiply this, okay? And while we use the a to multiply this and multiply this. So let's start with the x. When we say x times x, we have x squared. Then the x times the a, we have plus xa. And then we are done with this. So let's use the minus a to multiply the x and the a. So when we say minus a times x, we are going to have minus xa, right? And then when we say minus a times plus a, we have what? Minus a squared, right? So we're going to have x squared, and of course plus xa minus xa gives us 0, right? So that cancels out and we are left with minus a squared. So what do you observe? We are back to the difference of square, right? So the next thing we are going to do, let's equate these, okay? For us to understand how to factorize this, let's equate these. So we're going to have x squared minus a squared is equals to x minus a x plus a. So now that we've gotten this, we are going to use the same pattern in solving this, okay? All we need to do is find the value of a. So in this case, our value of a will be what? 8, okay? So we have x squared minus a squared is equals to x minus what? 8, right? And x plus 8. So this is how we go about finding the difference of squares or perfect squares. So what we simply have here is x minus 8 and x plus 8. It's absolutely easy, guys. Just pay attention. Alternatively, this is a very simple method or a simple way to go about it. And this is how I go about it. Simply find the square root of what? X, and find the square root of 64, okay? That's another way you can find the difference of square. All right, and when you find this, the square root of x gives you x, okay? So you impute the x here and impute it in second bracket, okay? And then the square root of 64 gives you 8. So what you're going to do here, since we are talking of difference of square, similar to this, we are going to insert the plus and minus sign. So we can say minus 8 plus 8, okay? You can decide to start with x plus 8 like this, x plus 8 or x minus 8. You can use them interchangeably, it doesn't matter, okay? So this is the second way we can go about solving it. It's absolutely easy, guys. Just pay attention. Let's take a look at the second example. So now we have the second example. You're going to ask yourself, what can you square? What number do you square by itself to get 49? So we have 7. Or you can equally simply say, what's the square root of 49? We have what? 7. So that's how we got the 7. So let's introduce our brackets. Okay, and then we write a 7 here. Okay, always remember that this is the same with what this. Okay, so now we've done that. Now we have a variable. Okay, we have a variable, so we need to solve what's the square root of z squared. We have what? Z, because by the time we say z times z, it gives us z squared, so we equally put a z here. And the next thing we are going to do, let's introduce our sign similar to what we have here. We're going to have plus and minus. And then what do we multiply by itself to get 169? Or we can also rephrase it and say, what's the square root of 169? We have 13 and 13. So this is absolutely easy, guys. So how do we go about solving this one? It's absolutely easy. The square root of 36 is 6, right? And then the square root of 6 to the power of 4 is b to the power of 2. Okay, and we have here b to the power of 2, and the square root of 144 is 12, so we can have minus 12 and plus 12. So you can see, guys, this is absolutely easy. So I'd like you to try out this quick exercise and let me know what you got in the comment section. I'll be going through the comments and replying you and letting you know if you got it right or wrong. So this is it on finding the difference of two squares or perfect squares. If you got value from this video, do hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload content like this. Do share with friends and loved ones. And don't forget, maths can be easy. I would love to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.